Yeah, I think we'll, if you want to fire an order. There you go.
Alright.
I cooked them. Just clarified butter right here. Absolutely.
Here we go.
Great. We're off.
I cooked them like right here. This is on and this is off. So the burger up here is that like sweet spot.
Let me see that beautiful smile over you.
That's a beer.
Fair enough.
Very well done.
Jimmy Bill?
We like them nice and crispy. Your town will eat them. Sometimes that might... Your soup came out amazing.
Thank you. Look at that.
Yummy.
It's great.
Griddle's nice and hot.
I think we're ready.
We are ready.
Like that. And the garnish for this. Just did a little bit of chutney.
I can play like this all day. We can put some lobster in there, some crab.
A little bit of Malden salt.
You know I love smoked salt too.
Oh, smoked salt's great. A little olive oil, a little soup.
Have you ever tried birch salt? Birch, smoked birch salt. I'm gonna send you some.
That's
Birch, smoked birch salt. Oh my, it makes a difference on everything. Whatever you put it on. From Saltworks. W-E-R-K. It's from Iceland.
Oh, I thought we were talking about the salt place in Duxbury. Like pepitas, raisins.
Yeah.
A little bit of time, right?
Yep.
There you
Beautiful. So you know, I just did a thing at Ocean House in Rhode Island. You know, next to Taylor Swift.
Yep.
We did this.
Oh, that's cool.
We did this, and we put it in a. They put it in a acorn squash. They cooked it.
Oh, that's really cool.
They cooked it, yeah. They crushed it with olive oil. How beautiful is that? How festive.
So stunning.
That's fall.
That's very fall. But I would eat it in the spring.
I'll just say a couple things and then it's all yours, Chef Sherry. Okay?
Sure.
So, does anybody other than me and Andrew live in Watertown here? All right, so a lot of us are from Watertown. So some years back, some of us who live in Watertown were very concerned that the indigenous origins and history of Watertown was completely erased from our city. Nobody talks about it, there's no signage. We have that seal on our garbage and our recycle about that friendly moment between the original people of this land, the Pequasit, and the settlers, as if getting your land stolen and getting disease and dispossessed was this fun thing that had happened. Well, so we decided, we formed a group to do something about that, and that group is called Pigs Gusset Initiative because the Pigs Gusset was what the settlers heard when they asked the original people, "Who are you?" And their ears were not attuned to indigenous languages, and so that's what they heard. So that's the name of our group. We've been at it now for a few years. It's a lifelong process. Anybody wants to join us, we'll be at this for the next 20, 30 years. Because the indigenous origins of Watertown have been buried for 400 years. So one thing we decided a year and a half ago, I approached Garrett with this idea. Could we celebrate Indigenous Food Week at Branchline with Chef Sherry? She hadn't yet won the backdrop right now.
Perfect.
And
I got a tickle.
And she said yes to our invitation. Chef Yvonne was here then, Lucy was here then, of course. Andrew, of course, Alex was in the photo. You were here, right? And you were on maternity leave, and I don't know who else was here. But you came and worked for over like a couple of hours with Chef Yvonne, and then we gathered, and you got to tell the cultural and culinary history of the meals, and then the staff became like ambassadors for 10 days, actually. You all extended it from a week to 10 days last year. This year, we're bumped up against 120 Thanksgiving orders, so we can't make it longer. But there's a history to the food. Wampanoag people have been here for 12,000 years.
Or more.
And here is the most brilliant representative of Wampanoag cuisine. And I'm so happy that
I have
she
to
could
agree
make it.
with her. Hi. I can't talk with that. I'll have to put it back in if I start choking.
I got another one.
How you guys doing?
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, second year here, so you must like me a little bit, right? So I'm excited to be here again, and excited because you're doing my favorite soup, butternut squash soup. And it tells a story of harvesting in the fall, and the cranberry, harvesting in the fall, and the ground corn, harvesting in the fall again, and then turning that corn, drying that corn and turning it into something that we sustained ourselves with all of these years. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm at the end of cancer. I had cancer while getting the James Beard Award. And so I'm at the end of it. Sometimes I might, forget a word or two, or forget what I'm saying. But that's from the chemotherapy. But I'm okay. I'm living. I'm surviving. I think I beat it. I'm not done yet, but I know I beat it. I got too much to do. I have way too much to do. But cooking is my life, and it's been my life since I was about eight. I don't know if I told you the story before, but when I was about 7 or 8, my mom bought me a easy bake oven, or actually it was a Susie homemaker back then. Tells you how old I am. So I would, my mom and dad were farmers, fishermen, hunter, my dad was, and there was always something in that refrigerator to put in that easy bake oven. I put deer meat, I put eels, I put quahogs, I put scallops, because I learned how to open scallops. So I put scallops, and whatever I put in there, I fed it to my brothers. And I knew then I was gonna be a great chef. They ate everything. But for us, Indigenous people of the East Coast, and even you guys may do the same thing, eat of the season. It's all about the bounty of the season. That's when things taste best. Right now you want to eat your cranberries. Right now you want to eat all your different squashes. And that corn is what we saved and we dried and we pounded out and made soups and these wonderful, they used to be called journey cakes. And a journey cake was and back in the 1600s and 1700s, we used the journey cakes. The guys used to use them to go out hunting, and they would go out for a week. So they just added water to that corn, and it would sustain them for that whole time. If they didn't stop to cook something, like a duck or whatever was out there. So they took these, and they were journey cakes, and somebody in Rhode Island called them Johnny cakes. So that's why they're famous for Rhode Island called Johnny cakes. But it's made with white flint corn. It's called Athro Narragansett flint corn, and it's the best dry corn that you can use. It's the oldest It's the oldest dry corn. I mean, that corn is old. It's like back in 1600, 1700. I don't know how much further back. But, I mean, and cranberries. Who doesn't love cranberries? And it's just, good things go together like the cranberries and the squash. It goes so good together. And we can always get wild onions. So it was just a blend of the three things, and that's what made them good. And then we just enhanced it with some papitas. So enjoy.
Please sample the food while it's hot.
Yeah.
You guys have some.
Is it okay to say that Journey came up with the original energy bar?
Oh, I like that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely. That's even a good way to put it. I'll have to use that the next time.
Please sample the soup if you could.
Watertown is tied to the Pocknett, because these dishes are inherent from Pocknett or the Wampanoag
They're still Wampanoag.
regional.
And it's, Pocknett is just a place,
Yeah.
right?
And the settlers, you know, with all respect to those who can date their ancestors back to the English who came 400 years ago, one of the things they did was they separated peoples. They gave people's names that really didn't suggest that they were different from one another. This is all Wampanoag territory, but
Right,
we've
the whole
come-
state of Massachusetts.
Yeah, or Nipmuc, right?
Or
also.
Nipmuc, yes,
So,
yes.
but we, you know, so the Pocknett were a band of indigenous people in this particular place, and the belief is that this is where people stayed, like in spring, summer, fall, and then they wintered inland. Right?
Right,
Yeah.
right. And that's when they took the
The
corn
jour-
cakes,
The corn cakes.
journey cakes.
Yep.
in
So
that
this
petanque.
food would have been eaten by everybody indigenous to this region, right?
Right. Right. And then Europeans loved it. They learned how to make corn, how to grow corn.
They
That's the
never
first thing
heard
they
of corn
learned.
before. They didn't. It wasn't grown in Europe.
Right.
Comes from
Right.
the Americas, and the Americas aren't even the Americas. That's a name for America.
From America.
Turtle Island. It's where corn came from, and potatoes.
So my restaurant is in Charlestown, Rhode Island. I actually have two. So I have one in Connecticut that is still not open yet. We're working on it for it to be open for the summer, next summer. But Charlestown, Rhode Island, 4349 South County Trail. Charlestown's very small, 2 streets. And it's right by URI, not too far from URI. And it's very small, it's 30 seats, and everybody's very friendly, and they love to cook. My daughter's cooking there right now until I'm done with this battle of cancer. They won't let me come back till I'm totally finished. But I'm coming back. I'm going back starting 1 week next week. So yeah, see if I can do it. I think I can do it. I've been catering, been doing a lot of catering with my other daughter, and I do all the cooking. I'm fast, and she does all the lugging and the lifting, you know, because that's the part that I lack. I'm kind of weak. So, but I got people at the restaurant that can pick up.
In general, we know it's important. Why is this important?
Recognition. And we need to educate people that we're still here, and we're not. We've been here for 12,000 years plus. We're not going nowhere. We're not going nowhere.
There's another side to Dina's really important question. It has to do with climate crisis. It's on a lot of people's minds. How could it not be? Well, Native peoples have lived in a reciprocal relationship, with a kinship relationship with the earth for thousands of years. Just imagine how many generations that is. Native peoples haven't disrupted the relationship between humans and the earth. They're suffering due to it. But a lot of the solutions to the climate catastrophe that we're in come from Native peoples. So given the erasure here in Watertown and in Greater Boston, I mean, did y'all know that technically a Native person couldn't walk in Boston until 2005 without breaking a law? The law was on the books from a war that happened in the late 1600s. It would be illegal for Sherry to be unescorted by a white man in Boston. Now, they didn't enforce it, but that gives you a sense. Native people were enslaved here. They were indentured for hundreds of years. They were forced to learn new languages, change their clothes, their spiritual...
Not use our language.
Not use your language. Yeah. And you were forced to take on a religion that violated in many ways your own spiritual beliefs and practices in order to survive. Most of us who are white, we don't know that. And I'd be shocked if you grew up in Watertown, as I believe you did in Watertown schools, that anybody taught you that the original people have been here for 12,000 years. Nobody is taught that unless we force the teachers in the school districts to teach the truth. So you're helping with unerasure by hosting this. You're actually doing a huge, it's a cultural, it's a social, it's a narrative change that you are supporting by welcoming back Chef Sherry. And let's do it next year again, and let's just keep doing it better and bigger. And you'll be so strong next year.
Yes.
We can make more dishes. And maybe the price of lobster will go down so we can do what you described.
Yeah, that would be fun. That'll be fun.
Oh, good.
Is that
very good?
Are we good?
We're good.
All right.
Chef Sherry,